Okay, we got 47 minutes, 21 seconds on this one. So it's 8 a.m. in the morning and I'm cooking. So the recap of yesterday, I woke up about maybe in the evening and then I wrote, and after that, connected with a couple of connections. God, I hate that fucking word. It's basically useless, bunch of useless people combining together to get use of one person out of 10 people. But this is how the world works now, and but this is not gonna be long. The world is moving to its primitive state again. That this has been always how human society has functioned. That if you can hit someone, you hit them hard. And the whole bullshit was about if you hit, someone might hit you back, their guardian or whatever. But now we're understanding that never happens. So yeah, basically today I'm actually gonna either do the groceries or order some food. Probably do the groceries because the weather is kind of nice today, and I like good weather. I like cold and rainy weather, so yeah, I'm probably gonna do the groceries and afterwards either learn Chinese or Japanese or practice my Dutch, and maybe see what's happening with Iran and whatever. But so far, today's gonna be pretty chill day. I hope I'm not gonna be exposed to stupid people much today. Just go do the groceries, talk to one or two people, and head back. Because this stupidity on massive scale is getting out of hand, to be honest. And they're gonna pay. There is no doubt about that. But the when and the how is gonna be the problem. But yeah, it's like every era comes with the solution to a problem that is already not being sensed. The rising problem. And the rising problem of this era is complacency. That so many people are just useless. And if you literally wipe the planet off of all of these TikTok enjoyers, influencers, and whatever, nothing is going to change in the grand scheme of things. So, yeah, it's just how useless people can be. I'm teaching English to this 300k followers on Instagram psychologist, and I don't understand how people pay these kind of influencers or even like any amount of attention, because she's been paying 15 different people to teach her English, and she doesn't have the bare minimum cognition to understand that, okay, these useless people teaching her English are actually not doing anything. So basically, she has to stop paying them and approach the problem differently. Now, 2 days of me teaching her, she's in love with language. She's in love with English, and that's the disastrous level of incompetence on mass scale we have, that you spend 5 to 10 years teaching and learning English or anything in the wrong way, and 15 professional people are getting money out of you for nothing, and you're yourself stupid enough to fall for it for 5 to 10 years without actually understanding why are you wasting your time, and you start internalizing the shame that, wow, maybe there's a problem with me that I'm not learning a language. Yeah. And it's just like this amount of incompetence on mass scale is so suffocating, and this is gonna pay big time in the next 3 to 5 years as well. The mass incompetence paired with AI's virality is gonna push people to actually seek novelty and actual innovation, and then there's gonna be this wipeout and shift of resource allocation. Actors, soccer players, or all of these monkey entertainers, definitely the OnlyFans at least, they literally target your primitive kind of programming, that you see some skin and you can actually fuck some of them. Apparently there is some actual value offered here, but these fucking Instagram influencers and the whole fucking attention economy bullshit is just it's just at its last breath the next 3 to 5 years. And because these people produce nothing, these people contribute to nothing, and they just spread mass depression on global scale, and no one is actually even understanding why. So these motherfuckers are gonna be wiped out and be put on the lower scale of resource allocation, because AI is gonna get rid of these the first. All of these actors, influencers, and all of these bullshit people contributing to nothing. But for the rest of the day, I'm gonna write and learn 1 or 2 languages, because I'm really bored, and whoever the fuck I talk to is just boring as shit, unless they're like bestsellers and big people that by default they don't have a lot of time. 1 hour a day is bare minimum of these people's time. So, and the rest of the day I'm gonna chill and see what's gonna happen with Iran and the whole thing, because Iran is actually gonna be the key for the next world order, because as soon as United States is gonna occupy Iran or attack on a larger scale, the factionalization of the world is gonna start having its dominoes fall one by one. Then the whole Greenland thing is gonna happen, and then China is gonna get Taiwan, Russia is gonna wrap up Ukraine, and Europe is actually launching its W social this month, I think. Yeah, that's gonna fail miserably, because why the fuck would people who are globally connected, the consumers, give a fuck about you making a European Twitter? no one's gonna actually give a fuck about that. And so that's gonna fail miserably. And that's gonna backfire on the whole digital infrastructure of Europe because because these people are so comfortable and born, bred, and breathed in comfort that they have no fucking innovation. People who have innovation, they have the necessity to be innovative. Look at all of these pieces of shit who have done anything in history. The Alibaba guy, the Napoleon, the Hitler, whoever the fuck in whichever domain. There needs to be hunger for innovation and for actual radical change. And you assume a European kid every weekend going to global tour with their superior passport and during the week contributing maybe 5 to 10 hours a day to retail industry, basically doing the bare minimum to build someone else's empire, or some 40 years old who woke up and decided to launch a startup with daddy's money, that motherfucker is gonna build anything. So yeah, Europe is filled with these people, and there's systematic complacency. And in order to get where Europe wants to be as a rival to United States of America as the greatest, they're gonna call it a country continent or continent country, basically a federation, is gonna need cut on welfare on people who are already pissed off when the train, after 50 years, has 5 minutes of delay. Yeah, good luck cutting welfare on these people. And also, Europe is trying to do so many things at once. In the next 3 to 5 years, Europe is aiming to not only build its digital infrastructure, which is 5 years late anyways, through making everything Europe. Like, so from Twitter to Tinder is gonna be Europeized, if that's even a word. And what's gonna happen is that that's gonna fail because there's not actual understanding between how these things actually function, and there are a bunch of nobodies at the helm of this movement. And on the other side, Europe needs to start producing energy and not be outsourced to other countries, namely Russia. That has been the case after World War II. And also, Europe is gonna have to build its own military presence to rival United States, because international law and whatever lobbying was a delusion. And law is basically this, for someone who studied 8 years of law. Law is basically this. You punch someone, law is either someone punches you back, or law says someone will punch you back. So it's enforcement or perception of enforcement. So you are kept in line. But for so long in history, there was this presumption of, there is no force actually, but there was this presumption and perception of having a international community coming to the aid of the country that is not abiding by the rules. Russia said, "Lols, I'm gonna try that." Invading Ukraine, and nothing happened. And now the perception is shattering that international law which is the perception of enforceable rules, is shattering as well. So it's everyone for their own. That's why you have EU Inc. and making it a federational kind of continent to make it, and this is so funny because the full kind of all of Europe and even UK is gonna join later. The Brexit is making UK literally Muslim-run country. UK is eventually joined the EU Inc. and have the whole Europe to face America. And the funny thing is, where is your energy? Where is your actual global infrastructure in social media, or basically how people think? The next generation is raised upon ChatGPT meets DeepSeek, China and USA values. And also China is gonna be even ahead of the curve, 5 to 10 years, 3 to 5 years, through its gaming industry. They're literally implementing social features inside of every single game. But Europe is suddenly, after 5 years, deciding to build its own European TikTok, which is a tragedy that so many incompetent people in power think they're so fucking smart when they actually don't see the obvious, which is like, it's just beyond me. But yeah, we're gonna see how this EU Inc. or European Twitter, European Tinder is gonna work out. I would be surprised if it actually is even a mildly success rather than a total disaster, because you need to understand the infrastructure and what you're talking about, which most of the time these people don't. But yeah, and for instance, it's literally the branding side. W social is because V and W, yeah, a very smart wordplay. This is the level of these people. The CEO of these things. I cannot like talk in person because I've been involved in some of the discussions with them. But yeah, imagine you have a social media called X. You have a social media called W. W is actually inferior to X alphabetically. So, and it doesn't show your edge to the competitor that is already existing on global kind of scale. And it has the richest man alive backing it with his reputation and with his proven track record of innovation. Now you want people to choose you because you're making 1 or 2 tweaks to the whole model. And you're not even saying who is this for, because you're literally making this for Gen Z and even lower than Gen Z to make your own sense of identity, European identity for the next generation, without being influenced by United States and China. And what happens, you don't call it W, you call it Z, because Z is superior to X on subconscious level alphabetically. And also, you signal this is for Gen Z. Every single Gen Z is gonna be is gonna feel welcome on your platform, even if they do so. So this is gonna this is gonna age quite nice, because 2 years ago I predicted that Europe was moving towards a federational government, countrywide, continent-wide, and now 2 years later they are. So we're gonna see how this one ages as well. And in the meantime, I'm yeah, I'm building my own stuff and get the capital and influence and power necessary to to actually fix the incompetence that these pieces of shit are bringing to the table. And it's kind of my whole existence rejects this kind of incompetence on large scale. It's a tragedy for humanity that out of 8 billion, let's say 100 million people are experts, and out of them 10 million are actual kind of experts with position in the position of power, and out of them 100,000, let's say, are actually in the rooms of big decisions, and out of those 100,000, 10,000 are the upper echelon of those decisions, and 1,000 are those who make the decisions. And there's a hierarchy to the density and the range of decisions that they make, and it's gonna be just 100 people at the top. And to see out of even these 100 people that are in Davos or in Munich kind of gathering for defense, security, and finances, which literally runs the current world order. Out of these 100, 70 of them are actual retards. It's just a tragedy for humanity that I've talked to 10 of these people at least, from the policymaker side to the actual infrastructure to making decisions. Literally, the CEO of this European Twitter to Tinder, like 2 of them. And when you talk to these people, you're in awe of how disappointing these people are. They don't stitch together a sentence in their native tongue. They are incapable of articulating their own actual thoughts and visions without actually contradicting themselves. And on top of that, they actually think they do 1 or 2 kind of clever wordplay, and that's the stamp of approval for the whole system. It's like we understand, yes, V and W have something in common, which is the alphabet W, but you don't see the whole fucking system, that W competing with X is alphabetically inferior, and it's gonna signal that in the branding. And on top of that, X, that I still don't agree with the naming, was kind of a branding name because X was one of the most searched actual kind of words or let's say alphabets on Google. So it was a SEO kind of search engine optimization, which still doesn't kind of make any sense, because you have a whole system around Twitter, tweet, retweet, or whatever. It's literally the whole and words matter, because if words didn't matter, Trump wouldn't call his own platform Truth, which literally subconsciously signals to you that whatever is posted by Trump is truth, and you can literally re-truth it, as if you're confirming an already globally accepted truth. And that's like the subtlety of the words. But what's happening is that non-systems thinking, non-actual kind of incompetent people pushing 40s, 50s, 60s are making decisions for a generation they actually are so out of touch with, they cannot actually raise their own teens and their own teenagers and trying to make a decision on global scale because they know V and W is a most clever wordplay on the planet. And this is, as I keep repeating, this is a tragedy on mass scale that these incompetent people are in power because of three things. One, when and where you were born. Two, you connected with which kind of people, what kind of people, which also is influenced by the wealth and the hierarchy and position placement of your family in the hierarchy of wealth and geographical distribution. And the third one is that these people leech off of the ideas already represented 10, 20, 30, 50 years ago because they're structurally incapable of producing novel ideas. And why is that? There is no necessity to produce an actual novel idea because everyone in history, from Napoleon, Hitler, Elon Musk, even Warren Buffett, the other one, all of these people have had nothing, and having had nothing, found a way to gain something through innovation because the actual standing system was not answering their needs. Elon Musk was literally mocked for years. Now he's respected as the wealthiest man on earth. Even the Trump thing, Trump was literally dragged to impeachment, if I recall correctly, 2 times. And now he's bossing around the world. He was literally declared bankrupt for bankruptcy for how many times? And the pattern is that now, after all of these people, now you expect people who wake up when they're, let's say, who are born in a family of moderate wealth in Europe, who are raised to be just peace-loving creatures, and they have their identity found in being good to everyone else, and 7 layers of financial protection on top of actual their worst nightmares, the so many called so-called innovators kind of hell is they have their latest model laptop with the latest model coffee machine, and they wake up and they sleep 2 hours later than usual, and they call it bootstrapping. A 40 years old American or a 40 years old European kid wakes up in their parents' basement and say, "Mama, Dada, I wanna make a startup." The government backs him up. They can literally cap out their credit cards and have 50 failed projects because this person has had nothing to work for in an entire life because there isn't a necessity to do so. And what happens is that constitutionally, these people are incapable of innovation. How do you innovate when your least level of comfort has been to wake up 1 or 2 hours earlier and go to bed 2 or 3 hours late? with everything provided for you. And this is not gonna continue this way, because generation after generation is becoming lazier and becoming more depressed, because humanity is to create. And this mass consumption of TikTok this way, Twitter that way, and the one thing that bothers me every single day is that people are worshipping another inferior people. If you go on the YouTube comment section or all of these influencers or whatever, I wish it was just thirst trap. It was like, okay, this bitch is showing skin, I'm showing her kind of gratitude and whatever. Maybe in 50 years I get to fuck her. It's not even that. People genuinely associate 1K subscriber, 10K subscriber with godhood. When you literally go on a YouTube page, and this has happened to me as well, like when I already have like another channel which is at 10K subscribers, and whenever I post, there are one to three people that constantly, every single day, comment first. This is like the depth of human degradation, that you want to be the first comment on a video that is gonna get maybe 10K to 50K views. And it's a gaming channel. It's like contributing nothing to anything. It's just I'm bantering, I'm saying fuck this, fuck that to a couple of pixelated characters, and people are hyped up about that, calling it entertainment value. This is the part that I don't actually understand what's happening with the humanity in general, because generation after generation we are producing more submissive and more kind of depressed population, and no one actually knows what is the core kind of reason behind this amount of like mass depression. It's just so obvious. It's just inferior people with no actual competence are securing these platforms. The influencer, some random guy has 100K subscribers, and every single person is praising them to godhood because they want to associate their 100K subscribers' feeling of authority and acceptance and social actual validation with their own worth, because they themselves have nothing to contribute. And this causes mass depression, because on one hand, you see someone who has nothing better than you gain more attention and gain more attraction, and you internalize the shame that is your fault. You're right, that is your fault, but not in the way that you're actually internalizing it. That's your fault that you don't have 100K subscribers. So you want to associate yourself as close as possible to these people to feel something. And you don't feel anything because it's their kind of life. It's not your life. If you're eating the same food before subscribing, you're gonna eat the same food after subscribing. And what happens is that the more the cycle continues, that you inferiorize yourself to already inferior people on objective level, you have this cycle of depression that you don't see any value in your own existence because you're already inferior to a globally scaled inferior person. Imagine like someone has like 1 million subscribers YouTube channel, and their whole slogan is Mr. Beast liked one of my comments. Imagine like the degradation, the depth of degradation that is going on, that at 26 years old who has grabbed attention of mass majority of the mediocre people, producing no actual informative or any kind of innovative thing that requires any level of thinking, and has stumbled upon actual a formula to capture mass attention, and is now rich and has some level of status. You associate yourself with that person because that is 400 million whatever subscribers level of validation that you yourself are not going to achieve. Whenever I talk to bestsellers, they keep praising Oprah or whoever. My book is Oprah's favorite book. Oprah is who? Dostoevsky. Oprah is who? Is Pynchon. Is who is Heidegger, Schopenhauer. Half of you don't even know these names. Oprah is who? A failed anchor who, by tokenizing her skin color and her a little bit of persistence, got to the level of godhood. And people are praising her because they don't actually know their own value. And this is the world we're living in, that is run by mass incompetence, and the incompatibility of actual value and sense of self, and is spreading mass depression across the globe, and no one knows why. I don't know why either.